my kid yesterday, she comes up to me. She's like, I came out of the mirror last night. And I was like, all right, I'm creeped out already immediately. Hello, Internet. How are you? Do you know where that's from, Adrian?
What?
The Hello Internet thing?
No, where's it from?
I ripped it off of this like artist called Poppy. She did like
Oh,
YouTube videos like 10 years ago, and she just
yeah.
did this one where she's like, "Hello Internet. Hi Internet. Hello Internet." And then I was just like, I'm gonna rip that off and she's never gonna see this. And
Right.
then like a secret part of me was hoping that she would see it and get mad and interact with me, but she never did.
You never did. Is
Of
she real?
course.
Wasn't she like softening us up for the advent of AI?
Yeah, she was
Wasn't
like
it?
one of those like performers that was a complete construct, like Lady Gaga and Billie Eilish, but
But
not.
they are actually humans when they go
Yeah,
home at night, right?
yeah.
But was
Poppy's
Poppy?
actually human.
Was there a person?
Yeah, but it was just like a full persona that some dude made. It's like it's funny because with Billie Eilish, it's all like her brother made up all this stuff. And it's like, why don't you do this, 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 and this? And then she got super famous. And then
Oh, is that really what happened?
a bunch of misogynistic men are like, see, women can't get famous by themselves. And I don't agree with that because I am an enlightened fellow.
You are. Hey, you're a male feminist?
Kinda.
Hmm.
I mean, I like lesbian music more than I like straight music. Tegan and Sarah. Lesbian indie? Whew, it's the best. Like lesbian vocal indie pop or vocal synth indie pop. There's nothing better than that.
What was that duo called in the 80s? The lesbian duo.
Wilson
Uh,
Phillips,
they weren't lesbians, were they?
Heart,
No, no, the ones they were from
Milli Vanilli.
no, they were folkies. I went to the forest, I went to the mountain, I dum dum da da. Closer to find. That was the name of the song. Closer to find. Closer to find. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, not at all. Sorry.
Indigo Girls.
Oh yeah, that I
Indigo.
know I don't know any of their music, but I know they're lesbians because of pop culture
Were they
jokes about them
lesbians?
being lesbians. I don't know if they were lesbians, but apparently lesbians listen to it. It's like the big like zeitgeist joke was if you listen to Indigo Girls, you're a lesbian, just like if you listen to the Smiths and the Cure, you're depressed.
Yeah.
Which I guess I was depressed because they make banger music.
Yeah.
And
Um, I had a
I'm
great
just gonna say
question.
it. I don't care how big of a jerk Morrissey is. I still like his music. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I never liked Morrissey's music, but I'm beginning to like him. Really, he's really growing on me, which is odd because I never really cared for Morrissey, except for a very, very brief sliver of time in the early 80s when their first couple singles came out and they were most intriguing. And then, true story, I
Yeah.
went to see the Smiths play at a club called Nottingham
Nottingham.
Rock City. And it was just before their first album came
Is
out.
that right beside Detroit Rock City?
No, no, it's very far away
Nottingham
from.
Rock City.
Yeah, no, it's in the Midlands of England.
Oh my God. If I knew how to use AI properly, I would make Kiss do a British cover of Nottingham Rock City and they'd all
It's
have British accents.
a great idea.
It would be 50% less shit than the regular Kiss.
But I didn't care much for the Smiths after the
Really?
first album. No, and I think I don't know why. I think it was more personal prejudice than it
Was it he
was
was
a
too handsome?
question of taste. Who's Morrissey?
Yeah.
I think he was handsome.
No, but I know what you mean because like I often think about like because I heard Smiths way later, like in my late 20s, and I was like, this is dope. I wish I would have heard them when they were out when I was younger, but I wouldn't have liked them because I was into like harder music like punk and industrial and stuff. So if I listened to like, I don't know, can we call it gay indie music? Gay alternative? Galternative?
You can call it that.
Fine, alternative rock made by homosexuals that has a distinct sound that you know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to sound homophobic. Anyways, if
All
I would
right.
have heard that sound, the same as like Pavement, just kidding, Pavement Shoegazer. Um,
Pavement?
shoegazing music.
I was okay, wait.
Oh
All
wait,
right.
oh wait, hey,
I was
wait!
just
I have the perfect analogous to you avoiding Morrissey was the reason I avoided Pavement was because people are like, this is shoegazer music. I was like, that sounds pretentious, and I want no part of it.
pavement? Are you saying
Yeah,
pavement?
Pavement.
They weren't shoegaze.
They weren't?
No, shoegaze was a whole different genre and preceded pavement by a couple of years at least. Shoegaze was like a part
Teach
of
me,
like
daddy.
early Britpop. So in the interregnum between the Stone Roses in '89
Hmm.
and then Britpop, Blur and Oasis and all that
Yeah.
garbage.
Blur, I will defend Blur. I will not defend Oasis.
You can do whatever you want again, but
Park Life rocks.
there was like then you had your shoegaze bands who are okay, but the big one was My Bloody Valentine, who you couldn't you wouldn't really it would be an insult to call them
That was
shoegaze. They were
shoegaze?
much bigger than
I thought they were the homosexual alternative rock and roll that I mentioned before. I honestly thought My Bloody Valentine would be in the same genre as Morrissey and the Smiths.
Oh no, not even close. Oh God, no, no, no. The My Bloody Valentine are sonic alchemists, and the
That
Smiths,
sounds
the
intriguing.
Smiths are the Smiths.
Yeah.
But here's my point. As I'm getting, this is so relevant to your podcast. As I've
Hmm.
gotten older, I have really come to appreciate the Smiths in a big way. And Morrissey, who I find was a troubling figure for a long time. Maybe it's just where I'm at right now, but it's not like I think he's 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 not wrong about everything. So,
Okay. So I obviously know everything about this, but for the listener who doesn't know some of Morrissey's wrong opinions that have gotten him in hot water, what are they?
ha- yeah, I don't know because
Use small
maybe
words, please. I'm dumb.
how much of this is really Morrissey and how much of it is a story about Morrissey being constructed for one reason or another.
Yeah.
But I mean his I'll put it this way. His uh his defense uh of culture and sovereignty, I do understand it. I understand it. And I don't think he's being well, I
Oh,
don't
is he a xenophobe?
well look, I think he gets called that.
Does he hate immigrants?
No, I don't think he does is the thing.
Because I was trying to
Yeah.
avoid that whole topic, honestly,
Yeah.
about the whole xenophobia immigrant stuff down south. But anyway,
It's
sorry.
thorny. It's very thorny.
Hmm.
And it's bound up, I think, with a lot of sexuality too.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is a terrible thing to get into.
one thing you
He's
could say about Morrissey is the xenophobia he has might stem from his own homophobic sex or homosexual sexuality, because the people that he's xenophobic against come from places that don't allow homosexuality. So you could see why a person who is a homosexual would not like people of a culture who frown upon homosexuality.
I wonder if that ever crosses Morrissey's mind, but
That's
I think
literally
that's the
the
kind of thing he
easiest
wouldn't
way
give a
I could
shit
put
about.
it.
Yeah, I know. I think that would be a very uninteresting take for
Maybe he
Morrissey.
just doesn't want to fuck brown people.
Maybe he really does, though.
Oh, that's a good point.
I hate to bring it up again, but one battle after another, the Sean Penn character where
Yeah.
he's like, "Do you like black chicks? I fucking love them." Like it's kind of related to that, maybe. I don't know. Look, I see Marcy as embodying a certain there was a whole bunch of subcultural sort of signifiers from a certain period in the UK from the mid to late 70s that he has adopted. It's connected to like cheap novels and it's a very British thing. But imagine it this way. Imagine if Jean Genet had been walking around in Manchester in 1974.
I don't know who Jean Genet is, sorry.
So I got to leave it at that. And now
I'm
it's
too uncultured for your fucking metaphors, Adrian.
well, Jean. So Jean, I'm not going to get into Jean Genet,
Just
right?
just say who he is.
He was a French writer, poet,
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't know
renowned for
him.
being very, very queer at a time when that was a dangerous thing to do.
Like the Marquis de
And
Sade
but he
queer?
also came from a, his background was criminal, and there's a kind of romanticism around that figure or a figure
Ooh.
like that.
Like a Charles Dickens street kid scamp gay?
French and much. Like Dickens is pretty hard, but
Like was he a Newsies gay?
much
Or was
harder
it
than Dickens.
older?
Newsies brings us to Disney, which is the
Yeah.
sickest thing in the world.
Well, my question
Worse
that
than
I'm
anything
trying to
we're trying to talk about right now. Way
well, no,
worse.
what I'm trying to
That's
do
definitive. So
is
that's black and white. Morrissey is that's lots and lots of as I say, very thorny. It's a minefield. Lots of gray, lots of gray, lots of black and white, lots of gray.
okay.
But Disney, fucking pure black. No, it's a simple binary. There's good and there's bad. Disney bad.
Okay.
So that's more comfortable for both of us right now,
Yeah.
and probably the listener.
Hmm.
And when I say listener, I'm talking about the one guy.
Like literal listener. The one
Yeah,
person who's listening to this.
yeah.
Shout out to my big bro.
Let's call him Ben.
Ben, like
Ben.
the Michael Jackson song,
Yeah, like which was about what?
Rats.
A rat.
That was named Ben. Oh, I was thinking of Ben 2 when there's multiple rats. I can't believe
Ben
there's
2. There's no
two
Ben 2.
movies.
No. Again, what now Ben is the sequel to Wilbur? Was the first one. There was a rat film and then there was a sequel.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Ben's the sequel.
Did Michael Jackson have a song for the first one?
No. What was it called? Willard.
Yeah. Wasn't
Which
Willard like
reminds
a
me,
horror movie?
it was like a horror movie, yeah.
I watched it when I was a kid. Well, not a kid, but like early teens.
Mm.
And I
It's
kind of
great.
remember what, like the guy, it was like a kid.
Yes.
It was like the
He-
whole psycho thing, wasn't it? Where he was like had an overbearing mother and then he fed her to the
I mean,
rats.
he had problems, so he solved those problems with rats.
I wish I could solve all my problems with rats.
But it was remade in the early 2000s, maybe with Crispin Glover.
Oh yeah.
Now, Crispin Glover has a few things to say about Hollywood.
Well, I can imagine so if you're like too weird and ugly to be in Hollywood.
No.
What's he have to say about Hollywood?
You're not aware of the essay he wrote then in the 90s? What is it? It's
Oh, did I
called.
read an essay an actor wrote, Adrian? No, I did not. Sorry.
Well, but this
Must have
is
missed
not.
it in my constant essay reading in my free time.
No, but this was something that was passed around a lot because it
Maybe
was
in your circles. Hey, bro, did you get this latest essay on the
no,
movie
no.
industry?
It acquired quite a bit of
Oh,
infamy,
okay.
and this were the 90s,
Yeah.
and then it was passed around on the early bulletin boards and stuff, and
Okay.
and at the same time he made a film I think What Is It, which is an interesting film. So just to be clear, by the way, I really like Crispin Glover a lot. I'm pro Crispin Glover,
Hmm.
but
He is pretty good.
he's really good. Yeah, but he published this essay. What is it that makes some? It's all in the form of questions. It's just like all these questions about culture.
Does he say that Hollywood is full of satanic pedophiles?
Yeah, and he names one of them. And
Who?
I'm not saying it.
Why? He said it
Just
in
read
his
it.
essay in the
It's
90s.
really easy to find, but
Adrian, just tell me.
I got enough heat on me, man.
What's it
After my
rhyme with?
Morrissey comments. What?
Nobody cares about Morrissey. Just
No,
if
but I
it's
care about the Online Harms
okay, you know
Act.
what? You know what?
What?
Crispin Glover. No, not Glover. What is it? Is it
Glover.
Crispin Glover?
Crispin Glover, like a man that makes gloves.
Is he related to Donald Glover?
No, but he is. I interviewed Donald Glover,
Actor
but he is related to
name.
Bruce Glover,
Who's Bruce
the
Glover?
great character actor Bruce Glover, who you might remember from
Jesus, his middle name's Hellion?
Diamonds Are Forever, James Bond film.
Oh, nice. Okay, it's gonna take me too long to parse who he said this about, so you know what?
Well, dude, it's pretty easy. We're talking about the king, the fucking the eye of pyramid. There's one name that
Tom Cruise?
leaps out. No, Tom Cruise wishes.
Um, the guy from
He's also very
Greece?
talented, and I've enjoyed much of his work.
Greece guy? The guy from Greece?
Randall Kleiser?
No, the guy from Saturday Night Fever.
John Travolta?
Yeah.
No. How could Tom
Who's
Cruise doesn't wish he was John Travolta?
who's at the top of the pyramid that isn't Tom Cruise or John Travolta that is rumored to be a homosexual?
Well, no, no, not a homosexual.
Always satanic
Oh,
pedophile.
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense why you didn't want to say it. Okay,
Because
tell me later.
because
We don't
it's
have to say it on
wait,
air.
just hang on. Can we just step outside of the characters we're playing right now and
Yeah.
state for the record, this person is of course not a satanic pedophile.
Okay, of course.
It's it's
That's
satire. It's
ridiculous.
satire.
Don't read the book Hollywood Babylon to find out about the satanic pedophiles in Hollywood. It's
No,
all fake.
don't actually no, Dale. Don't read Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon by Dave McGowan
Oh my God, they were talking about that book on a podcast I was listening to. I was like,
because it's a
Adrian brought this up. I should listen to this. And then it was just like,
what?
so I'm it just like went out of my head. And I forgot until you brought it up right now. I should look that up.
Mm.
Was it weird? You know what?
Weird scenes inside the canyon.
The whole podcast audience of our one person is going to have to bear with me while I make a note in my phone so I don't forget because I have um a page on my like Google Docs and it's just called stuff to look up and it's stuff I write down that I want to look up later and then never do.
Yeah, I do that.
Weird scenes in the Hollywood Canyon.
Inside the canyon.
Fuck. I'm so dumb.
Dave McGowan.
Yeah, you know what else is on my stuff to look up?
What?
Saint Germain. I want to like research that, but I don't have time. I want to do a
What?
Dale show on Saint Germain.
What's Saint Germain?
It's this like guy who lives forever and he's supposedly a vampire and he like shows up in different points in history and says he has a different name, but he looks the same all the time. And some people say that's who Shakespeare really was, and that he like paid for everything in like raw uncut diamonds that were like super famous or super expensive and stuff. Like he never had time accurate money. He always had gems and gold and would pay with that. And the last time he popped up was like the 1970s or something.
Oh, where?
Hollywood.
Of
Of
course.
course. Of course.
That's where you'd want to go though.
Yeah, I mean,
You actually want the ambiguity is part of the message.
oh yeah. Which is weird because it's like it has all this cat like how they have those rumors that like Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage are both vampires because somebody found an old picture that looked like them. And this was pre-AI, so it obviously is real because nobody had Photoshop.
Hmm. Is that true? Somebody somebody found a picture of those two guys. I saw it just before we came on air.
Hmm.
Uh, someone tweeted a clip from some TV pilot from the 80s, and it was the first appearance on camera of both Crispin Glover and Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
And it's the most
crazy.
and anyway, it was for a sitcom that didn't get picked up. And it's mental. It's actually mental.
Oh my
I'll
God.
send you.
Crispin Glover doing an 80s sitcom.
Yeah.
This would
Yeah.
have been
It's
before Back to the Future, right?
yes. Yeah. I first saw Crispin Glover in River's Edge. Ever see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. He was heavily criticized for his over the top performance, but it's a good film about some teenagers and 80s America and a dead body. It's the dark underbelly of Stand By Me, except the Stand By Me is one big dark underbelly already.
Oh, crazy. What do you mean
Yeah,
by that?
Reiner, have you been paying attention to the Reiner thing?
I kind of just saw after he died, and then they figured out it was his kid, and then Trump said something bad about it, and everybody piled on Trump, and then fucking other bullshit happened, and I didn't hear about it again. Is there more developments?
I think there's some, who knows, how true it is, but yeah, there's been some chatter
You and me were
around.
talking about it off the podcast.
Were we?
I think so. And like we were saying, like because his son was like a child star, and we're always like, you know what happens in Hollywood to child stars. And then I did big eyes to my phone, and you didn't see it because it was his text. But I was like, this child stars.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to allude to what I meant by that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's basically
You're
the
being careful and rightly so. But yeah, the thing we were talking about just 5 minutes ago, and the capstone of the pyramid or whatever, where it's related to all
was it
that.
him? Was he who Crispin Glover said?
No,
Oh,
no, but definitely,
almost gotcha.
definitely in the
Almost gotcha.
in the same orbit.
I'm trying to think of people, and I have like I don't know behind the scene, behind the camera Hollywood people at all.
No,
We established this when I found out there's two Paul Thomas or two Paul Andersons last week, or was that the week before?
I think it was last. Yeah, whatever. It was the
Two
last. I
weeks
think it
ago.
was the last
Hey,
episode.
did you do your homework? Did you watch Event Horizon?
No, because I can't find it for free anywhere.
Oh,
I also haven't really committed that much time to doing it. I did it.
I respect that. You did put in
I do
effort
want to
and
see it
you
though.
did search for it.
What I did do is I
Yeah.
listened to a podcast that I quite enjoy called the Important Cinema Club. Yeah, have you heard, these fellows?
No, I do
They're
not.
based they're based out of Toronto,
Nice.
Ontario. And they're good. They're two guys, and they've been going for quite a while. And they talk about every week they pick another film-oriented subject to talk about. So
Film.
I went back to their episode on Paul W.S. Anderson
Nice.
and learned a thing or two.
Good. All good. Hopefully, since he's
Not all
recently
good.
my favorite director.
No,
Oh,
more. Excuse me.
are you gonna milkshake duck Paul W.S. Anderson?
That was a white Russian I had.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
Some
Uh,
people call those Caucasians, Adrian.
I
Speaking of
know.
xenophobes. That's what the dude drank in Big Lebowski, speaking of
That's
movies.
why I drink them. I was like, I
Nice.
wonder what that's like. And it turns out it's great.
Yeah, you had one and you're like, oh, fuck. Why would I ever put Coke in this? This is so good by
Oh yeah.
itself.
Yeah, no, no, this is excellent.
Curdled
But
milk and Coke. No thanks.
where were we? What were you
Talking
talking about?
about Paul W.S. Anderson, and you
Yeah,
listen to a
yeah.
different
So
podcast because you're
there
cheating
was
on
a there
us.
was a there was a there was a respect, we'll put it that way, coming
Yeah,
from these two guys who are cinephiles. But
yeah.
they're good. They're good. They're like they're broad in their
Hmm.
enthusiasms, and they like shit, which I like too. They're like
That's good.
they have good bad taste, and
When anybody doesn't admit that they like shitty movies, I have no time for them. It's like
yeah,
there's got
yeah,
to be some shitty movies you like, otherwise you're just
of course,
inhuman.
yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, but so one of them was a lot more enthusiastic, but the other guy who's sort of generally a bit more pompous and
Need one of those on every podcast.
he's a bit more what's the word I'm looking for? More sophisticated.
Dickhead.
He's not. He's great, but he's a bit more highfalutin.
Pretentious. I like
No,
highfalutin
it's not even
because
that.
it takes something that someone that's pretentious and pompous and makes them sound like they're a cartoon.
Yeah, well, it softens it for sure.
Yeah, that
But
guy's highfalutin.
he's good. But I like him. Uh,
Wait, does that
but he,
make me lowfalutin?
I don't, yeah, who? No one's ever accused of being
The fuck
lowfalutin.
is falutin mean?
You,
Sorry.
you no good lowfalutin.
Let's bring it back, Adrian. Let's introduce it into the zeitgeist.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the one who had the sort of, it wasn't like grudging is the wrong word, but a measured kind of respect.
Hmm.
But
Sorry, I'm Goog.
what they did agree on was that this was a filmmaker that completely believed in his product and was not trying to
Nice.
be clever or there's no message in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there
There's
is.
no there's no there's
The
no he's
message
not
is
being
four-armed dudes have nuts too, Adrian.
Is that what
Yeah,
happens in that stupid game?
yeah. The guy named Goro, who is this four-armed character, and then Johnny Cage, who is the Hollywood actor kung fu guy who like is actually knows kung fu, and they enter a fight to the death match. So
Ah.
he's fighting the forearm guy, and then in the game he has this move where he does a splits and punches a guy in the nuts, and then he punches Goro in the nuts, and he goes ah like it hurt his hand to punch his nuts because he's a big monster.
That's great.
And let me tell you how much young Dalo loved that gag. A lot. It's peak comedy for fucking 15-year-old
Now,
old Dale.
the actual kung fu actor, what was his name?
Johnny Cage?
I don't know. Let's say that you're correct.
Like who he's based
Apparently,
on in real life? Well, that's
no,
the character's name.
when they made the film, didn't they import a Hong Kong action star?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was probably to play Liu Kang, though.
Well, anyway, according to these guys that I listened to, the Hong Kong action star was like, "What are you doing? You don't know how to shoot a fight or an action sequence." And Paul W.S. Anderson admitted that he didn't know what he was doing,
Hmm.
and that's admirable.
Sorry. I Googled it, the cast of Mortal Kombat, but the 2021 movie came up, which I recommend to everybody because Josh Lawson, who is usually a comedy actor, who was in fucking that movie, that TV, remember that TV show with Kristen Bell and Don Cheadle?
No.
That was like super popular for like 3 years and then just like disappeared into the ether. Anyways, he plays a comedic character in there. But in the movie Mortal Kombat from 2021, he plays Kano, which is one of the main bad guys who's like a total tough ass. So it was really funny to see this guy who's usually comedic to play Kano. So it's worth watching the movie just for that.
That's like Pete Takeshi. He was a comedian, and then he was a serious filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know, uh, uh, I don't like to spread rumor or contumely
Yeah.
or ill-founded gossip, but I did. My friend of mine, many, many, many years ago, met Don Cheadle.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is he
because
short?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. But we'll put it this way. My friend in his line of work was had been engaged by the Cheadles and to do some they hired him to do a thing. So he had more than one encounter with the guy.
Wait. What thing? Like an
Something very
above
simple.
board.
It was like like teaching the kid to do sports, basically.
Oh, okay.
The sports teacher. It's nothing.
Ah,
But
that's nice.
he said to him, he said, I loved you in Boogie Nights.
Hmm.
And he said, I thought that cowboy outfit was rad. And I don't know if you remember in Boogie Nights, there's this whole thing, this like joke about how he's John Cheadle is like the black porn star,
Yeah.
and he shows up one day in this like crazy cowboy getup, and they just ridicule him because he looks so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But my friend sincerely conveyed his how much he loved that outfit,
Yeah.
and told him that. And he said, and then he told me the story, and he said, yeah, Don Cheadle just gave me this like really weird look.
Don Cheadle was like, I was supposed to look like an asshole. I don't know why you like that. That's
Uh,
so funny.
but I don't want to spread any unseemly gossip. He was really good in Mission to Mars by Brian De Palma.
Yeah. Is that the one?
That's a thinking man's event horizon.
Is Mission to Mars? Is that the one with Val Kilmer or is that Red Planet?
That's Red Planet.
Because there's two that came out at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Back when they used to have two movies every time. Like every time a
Yeah.
big famous movie was coming out, they'd make two
Yeah.
just to confuse Dale so he sounded like an idiot when he was like talking about how much he loved the fucking Mission to Mars, but he was actually meant Red Planet.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. There was two volcano movies at the same time.
Dante's Peak and Inferno,
There you go. There was two comet movies at the same time.
Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Happens again and again and again.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones, but I can't.
Yeah, I can't either. But more to the point. Uh, what was my point?
I don't know. Are we still talking
Yeah,
about Don
the
Cheadle?
thing about Mission to Mars was shot in Richmond.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they covered some big lot in red sand
Yeah.
to mimic the planet of Mars. But
Cool.
I knew a guy. He used to run a pub on Bowen Island, and
Yeah.
he'd been an extra in that film. And I said, "Oh, that's exciting! You got to work with Brian De Palma, who I love, by the way,
Yeah.
big fan." And he said, "Yeah, I did." I go, "What's he like?" He goes, "Oh, he was an asshole." Anyway, he's an extra. What does he know? He was a loudmouth extra. But
Like,
he said one thing did happen where like I guess the director, Mr. De Palma, fell over. Fell over on set, like fell on his ass and
oh, weird.
and said he was just like his legs were in the air like a upturned bug and he's just squirming around going, "Don't look at me, don't look at me."
I'm sorry, Brian De Palma, but you can't say that because it makes it from sad to instantly hilarious.
I don't know if
Because
that's true, and I don't like that story because I'm a big fan of Mr. De Palma. I have
is
great
Brian De Palma
respect.
a rotund man?
No, me, does it matter? Are you? Am I? You know, who
Basically, my
cares?
question is he fat enough that it's funny if he
Hey,
falls
hey, hey.
over?
What you should be asking is, did he make the movie Phantom of the Paradise? He did. Freaking greatest movie ever
I
made.
don't know that
Now
movie.
listen, I
Okay.
went to see that at the Van City Theater, I don't know, about 10 years ago. They had a big Brian De Palma retrospective. It's my favorite film, ever. Phantom of the Paradise. I'm sitting there, and who should sit down next to me? Tim Meadows,
Nice.
the ladies' man. I was so excited because I really like Tim Meadows a lot. I think he's really
Nice.
funny. And I like that movie, The Ladies' Man.
Tim Meadows is hilarious.
He's so good. And he's sitting next to me and we're watching the Phantom of the Paradise. In my mind, we were doing it together.
Yeah,
We're
holding
watching it
hands, being
together.
best friends,
No,
obviously.
no. But there's a funny moment where if you've seen the film, you know, but like this character is he's trying to get into this whatever. He's trying to make his way into the music industry and anyway, there's a line in the film where like this big, very important Phil Spector-like figure sees him and says to his henchman, get this faggot out of here." And when he said faggot, Tim Meadows like fucking cracked up so hard.
Well, it's a funny word if you're not expecting it. That's
I was
like
just,
that's like
I cracked up. And
in
then we were in it together.
in the movie Police Academy, the first one from the early 80s. I rewatched it like last year and so like nothing's like it's whatever. It's like I don't remember it, so it's like it's kind of rediscovering it. So it's like 80s jokes or whatever. So it's nothing like super duper funny, but like the big African American fellow who's like big and scary is bugging Steve Guten.
Hightower.
Yeah, Hightower's bugging Steve Gutenberg. I can't remember his character's name. Bugging him to teach him how to drive.
Yeah.
And Steve Gutenberg's like, "No, man, it's in the middle of the night." And then Hightower's like, "Come on, please." And then Steve Gutenberg looks at his clock, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and he looks at him at Hightower and he goes, "Sleeping's for fags." And I was like, "That's a 2012 joke spot on. What is this doing in an 80s movie?" And it just came out of nowhere, and it was hilarious.
I saw Police Academy in the theater when it was released.
Nice.
Yeah, and then oddly enough, just last week, I saw a clip of Lou Reed talking about the movie Police Academy and saying, "Well, I quite liked Police Academy," because the interviewer was trying to like, talk about art and film and stuff, and
Hmm.
says makes some disparaging comment about this new movie, Police Academy. It's like, I quite liked it. We went to see it. I mean, if you just want to watch a stupid movie, sometimes you just want to watch a stupid movie. I mean, it's not the Seventh Seal, but it's all right for Tuesday afternoon. And it's just the best line. And it's
Yeah.
true. I'm pro Crispin Glover. I'm also pro Police Academy. Not to mention the finest entry in the series, Police Academy 6, City on Fire, directed by Peter Boners. Remember Peter Boners?
No.
Peter Boners was my MySpace avatar
Mm.
back in the day.
Was he a real
But
guy or was that
yeah, he
like a
was a real
pen
guy. He's an
name?
actor and a director. And then I got messages from people he'd worked with, and I felt so bad about it that
I'm Googling it.
I killed the I killed the thing, the MySpace profile.
Like,
I
yeah,
just thought it was funny.
you're like, I'm Peter Boners, and people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Peter, is that you?"
They
And you're like,
actually thought I was
"Oh."
Peter Boners, so I'm sorry about that.
And it just made it sad. Oh, with a Z, Peter Boners.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a very, very talented. He was great. He was in the new Bob Newhart's first show.
oh, he's
Newhart.
87 years old.
Yeah, that
He's
sounds
not
right.
dead.
Good.
He does not look like he should be named Peter Boners.
Hmm. He was a very funny guy. He was great in Newhart. Was it Newhart? Yeah. He was the dentist.
Oh, I don't remember that movie because I watched it when I was too young.
Police Academy 6, City Under Siege. That's what it's called.
And
City
Peter
on
Boners
Fire.
directed it.
Ringo Lamb. No, yes, Peter Boners directed it.
When I was going, like when I watched the first Police Academy, my heart broke because I wanted to watch all seven or whatever, however many there are, and only the first one was on streaming, and I was so upset.
Jesus.
I couldn't find
That's
two Moscow,
That's
Operation
the thing,
Moscow or
with
whatever.
all this like centralized digital media, we're losing all the classics. They're just
Like, if
disappearing.
you're gonna cut down the Brazilian rainforest for server farms, at least put the Police Academy discography on there.
Yeah.
I mean, have you no shame? You're gonna steal all our data. You're gonna fucking torch the entire earth just to make AI, and you can't put Police Academy in the cloud for me to watch.
Well, not only that, like I can watch some horse shit like Casablanca like that, but Police Academy 6, City Under Siege, for some reason I cannot.
Let me ask you a question. If Casablanca's so good, why isn't it in color?
Jesus Christ.
That's
It's a bit disappointing. As much as I love Tubi, the only version of like Plan 9 from Outer Space that they have is the colorized one. Or not
uh,
Plan 9, or maybe it is Plan 9, but it's definitely Glen or Glenda as well. Like,
maybe they're just like nobody's gonna watch these old movies.
but they're wrong about that. And I don't think they're even thinking about it that deeply. I think they're just acquiring things and putting them up there.
Yeah,
Because they also have like they'll have a really great movie like The Psychotronic Man, really great movie, but very obscure,
it's
old.
very obscure. Apparently, I've never heard of it.
Yeah. But if you're fucking, this is a movie, whatever. if you're an MK Ultra fan,
Oh, is it an MK Ultra style
well,
movie?
it came out in 1978 and it's pretty it's oddly tuned in, you
Oh,
know, even though it's the independent production made in Chicago with no money, but it's
do you
very
think
cool.
it's
And there's a scene actually set in a mortuary, not a mortuary, in what do you call a place where you do autopsies? In
morgue,
sure, in a morgue, I suppose. Yeah. But no, it's not because there's
morgatorium?
like a bunch of students. They're all working on corpses. They're all and
Yeah,
they're real. They're real corpses, and they just set this one terribly written scene inside this morgue, and you can see all these fucking corpses everywhere. And hey, that's by the by.
do you
Interesting film.
think
So Tubi will like have that on for a while. Then they'll replace it with the fucking riff tracks version of it, and you have to listen to these assholes making their shit jokes,
oh, that
and you just want to
sucks.
watch the film, and then
Those
that disappears, and the original comes back. It's odd.
I hate those riff track things like
They're bad, man.
what is
They're
it?
really
What was the
bad.
show where the guy would do it to movies?
Well, there was Mystery
Yeah,
Science
Mystery
Theater.
Science Theater 3000 or whatever.
Yeah,
Never laughed once. Stupid. But
some people
anyways,
really love that
the
show.
Psychotronic Man, do you think that was like a revelation of the method where they kind of like the powers that the occult masters who run everything have to tell you what's going on, see, like in a kind of roundabout way, just so they
No,
can
I
relieve
don't.
themselves of karma?
But I think no, I don't think it's that. But I do think it's related to your point earlier about how you often get two properties at the same time that are alike. Like you'll get a Dante's Peak and you'll get a whatever the other one was. You'll get
So
these
what was
two.
the other one for Psychotronic Man?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a we don't understand where ideas come from,
Yeah, the
and
Akashic
then
Record, Adrian. That's where everything
well,
comes from.
that's between you and your God.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the Abrahamic
But
God who gives you the Akashic records or like the Hindu
But
God.
there is, I would, I'm willing to entertain the idea that consciousness is external and we sort of share it in some way.
The Pool of Souls,
Something.
the Hive Mind, Adrian.
eh,
Yeah, no,
if
I think there is something to it where it's like if you think about it, like the situations that happened to make this idea occur to you would have happened to someone else living, and that's why like you have ideas at the same time as somewhere completely else because it's like whatever stimuli got your brain. Like we don't even know how the fucking brain works. So whatever made it like electrocute itself and think of this idea would have happened to someone else, more likely to happen at the same time as opposed to like in the past or in the future. But there's also this weird thing where when one person does something and they realize it's possible, everybody can do it. It's almost like the anecdote is the running the 4 minute mile. So it was like nobody could run the mile in under 4 minutes for the longest time. And then one guy manages to do it, and then all of a sudden, like 100 people could do it. And it was just this like it's just like this anecdotal evidence of like once humans realize something is possible, then anyone else can do it because they're like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. And it's like this like motivational speech thing that they tell you to like be good at sports with. But there's also this weird underlying thing where it's like, is it because our brains are all connected? And since that guy figured out how to do it, we can also figure out how to do it. Did we get some of his memories downloaded?
yeah, I'm with you on most of that.
Hmm.
I don't I'm partial to the idea, as I said, that consciousness is actually external. The brain is just a tuner.
Really?
I mean, I'm
I
paraphrasing
like that.
many different people and ideas that have been
Yeah.
around for a long time. But yes, the brain as a tuner, and I mean, it's just a piece of flesh, but there's something
Hmm.
else. And there's no, so there are theories of the brain, but there are no theories of consciousness.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can explain the brain. You can explain how, this thing does this, like the mechanics of it. But consciousness, how that derives out of active flesh,
Yeah.
is well beyond. Well, we can't do it. Science cannot do it. Science admits that it can't do it. So, this is like vast yawning fucking mystery.
Do
And
you know what else is scary?
What?
They don't know how anesthesia works. They just know it works. They don't know
Yeah, I
why.
think. Well, I think that's true of a lot of things, though. They don't know how it works.
Well, they don't know
Just that
why
it works.
anesthesia knocks you out. They just know it knocks you out. And they
Right.
just over time figured out how much it takes to knock you out.
Well, that shouldn't be a surprising thing. But I think we're sort of accustomed to believing that the mechanics of a thing are understood totally, and that's why we make science a god, because there's this misapprehension about it that it's like it has the answers, and it doesn't. It doesn't have them at
Hmm.
all. But it does have theories and tests and stuff. But yeah, the whole yeah. What was your example?
Of the
Um,
4 minute mile, or we
Yeah,
don't know how
how did you
anesthesia works.
how did you put it? Yeah, anesthesia. Yeah, like we don't need to know how it works. And
That's
you're right. You
true.
just you refine the its application over time.
That's true. That's a good
That's
point.
lovely. I mean, I think we've touched on this. I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad, very grateful, in fact, for a lot of Western medicine.
Yeah.
But that's where I like, for me anyway, my experience, that's where that kind of weird arrogance around science, that's where it's strongest.
Hmm.
Um, and now I'm saying this after like watching my dog, she just had the surgery. I
Oh,
told
how is
you
she doing, by the way?
she's doing great, but you know what
That's good.
happened is we took her off the meds and
Yeah.
she bounced back so fast. She bounced back so fast. And this is like no slam at all on her vet, who was brilliant. They did a great job. But uh, every time something would happen, another, pill would be prescribed, and then we ended up like just like this like cascading pharmaceutical adventure that
Hmm.
just kind of was not helping at all. Caused what every solution caused another problem, and
Yeah.
finally we're like, just let's stop them and see what happens. And she bounced, like it took about a day, and she's like, boom, normal.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could. Yeah, you could have just been like trained, like treating the symptoms from the last one or whatever. So
that's what was going on, and to the credit of the vets too, they were like, "Oh, okay, well, great, that worked." They were as open about it as we were. They were, because they don't really know. It's like everything in that field is a bit of a gamble. But
that's true.
yeah, yeah, this hardening of the discipline of science into some sort of faith is just so um, uh, just discouraging to me right now.
Yeah. And it's weird too because it's like to have science as a faith is it's almost like ironic because the whole point of science is to figure shit out by questioning it and saying, "Hey, that's wrong. Let's try to prove it's wrong and find new answers." Like
Right.
that's
So
the underlying code of science.
yeah, but the underlying code of humanity is that, I think anyway, we need faith,
Oh yeah.
and a secular in a like generations now of secular existence in the West. Um, we're flailing badly and
Yeah,
flailing,
I
looking,
think
reaching for any God that we can find, and
I
that's
think it's
what.
harming society as a whole. And you know what I propose? A godless Christ. Gnosticism.
Oh boy.
We can have Jesus and we don't have to have Old Testament Bible or
I
Old Testament God. Doesn't that sound like the greatest fucking thing ever? You
wish
get
I.
super bro Jesus and you don't have to deal with fucking Yaldabaoth make you walk in the desert? Come on.
Yeah, you've sold me. I mean, sure, I don't know. I don't know any of those
We're only
people.
doing New Testament God, baby. Old Testament God, he's the bad guy. We're not doing the guy who flooded the earth. We're doing the guy who's like, "Hey, why don't you fucking be nice to each other?" There's a thought.
Are you concerned about another flood?
No,
Okay.
I live on a no, because God said he'd never do it again, and that's why we have rainbows.
Did God say that?
Yeah.
I had no
Oh,
idea.
you know what? You know what's the most okay, this is how annoyingly hung up on shit I get. So I'm like reading the Bible. I kind of took a break. So I downloaded the like audio version of the Bible, which is 73 hours long.
Who
And then I
reads it?
what?
Who reads it? The
Some
audio.
guy with a slight British accent, which is perfect, which is what I need.
You know who should have they should have got to do it?
Johnny
Fred,
Cash.
Fred Schneider from the B-52s.
Oh, nice. So, and the funny thing is, like, who's reading books and what they sound like.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't give your joke enough air, but I wanted to say say this. So I listened to like 10 samples of Bibles, and that's how I picked which version I want. Because like if you as soon as you like dip your toe into like Bible reading stuff, there's like you got to pick which version you're going to subscribe to because they're all fucking different, which by the way is suspect on its own. But I think I picked the new standardized revised version or something or other because the guy sounded the best. And then I bought like the Bible itself. And then I fucking, like a teenage boy, just highlighted every time it says sperm or something funny in the Bible. But, anyways, so one of the things that got me hung up was they're talking about Noah and they're talking about the ark. Do you know what the name of the second son of Noah is?
No.
Ham.
Oh, I didn't know that,
His
but I
fucking
know
name is Ham. And you know what? Noah hated him so much that Jewish people can't eat ham.
what.
It's just like my brain connects these things. It's like, well, if Ham is the second son of Noah, why can't Jewish people eat pork? Kind of seems mean to Ham.
What was the first son called?
I can't remember. It's nothing funny, so why would I remember?
Ham.
And one of his is Canaan or something. He had like 8 sons, all weird
Yeah.
names. None as good as Ham
Prior
though.
prior to building the boat? Like he took them all with him?
Yeah, that's who repopulated the earth.
Yeah, no,
Noah
oh,
and
I
his
see.
sons and the menagerie of women they took with them, their wives.
They all had wives, eh?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
we got all the people, except for the fucking Nephilim that somehow survived or whatever.
We got to the point now where we cannot do this without you bringing up the fucking Nephilim
It's true. We can't.
and me bringing up the fucking vaccine.
Yep. Maybe if the fucking vaccine turned us into Nephilim, I would still be getting booster shots.
Well, anyway,
Maybe maybe there's no Nephilim anymore because women aren't as hot as they were in as in Bible times.
What do you make of these reports of there being giants uh, up until, maybe like as recently as 150 years ago? Have you encountered
Depends.
this?
Yeah, I've like there's like the fucking Afghanistan giant, the red-headed giant that lived in the cave that supposedly the soldiers shot, and one of the reasons they actually went to Iraq and Afghanistan was to go hunt like giants and giant technology and stuff. But the other thing is,
Playing technology.
well, there's the one thing that bugs me about it is it's always like when they say giants, they're never like, this is what height you have to be a giant because there are fucking tall ass people right now. Like when I grew up in a town of like 8,000 people, and down the road there was this like sickly fellow who would walk every day, and you would see him walking on the road, and he was like over 7 feet tall, and
All right.
he had some like fucking science thing that was wrong with him that made him grow that tall. And he didn't live that long, but he was a fucking giant. Like, is he a giant? Like these people
Yeah,
100 years ago.
no. We had a guy that lived across the road from us. This was in England in the 70s.
Hmm.
And his name was Dilly Graham. And he was huge. He was huge, about
Huge.
7 feet tall, but
Yeah.
also, like his circumference was not inconsiderable. But he also had hypertrichosis.
What's
So
that?
he had extreme hair growth like everywhere. Like so his face, he looked like the dog. He's a dog faced boy. He had
A
hair.
werewolf and a giant
Well,
mixed?
it wasn't a werewolf though. It's not what it wasn't like the Mexican kids
Unstoppable.
with the long, but it was just like this. It was a pelt. He had a pelt.
Like over his face?
Yeah, his face was pelted. So his nose and his eyes and his mouth emerged from a pelt of short fur.
What does dick
Yeah,
look
he
like?
was he was really he was called Dilly Graham because he was a bit. like not all there at all.
Well, you kind of have to not all be there to still be a walking around with a pelt on your face.
Yeah, I mean, this was as unfortunate a character as you were ever likely to encounter. And you mentioned Dickens earlier. I think you did anyway.
Yeah, I did. Because I'm smart and I read.
That was one Caucasian and a joint ago. But but yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Dilly Graham, not a healthy human. But I remember I saw him one time in the park because he would go into these rages. You have these horrible rages, and and
And he'd go into a rage. This is like my favorite guy from your childhood already.
he threw this kid onto the ground. We were playing what we used to call football,
You
and
were playing with Dilly Graham?
no, he just came running into the park and like invaded the pitch. This big fat face pelted genetic case, and started running around and get screaming. And then he grabbed this kid and he threw him on the ground. And then he leapt in the air and he came down on this kid, like came down on his crotch with all of his weight. He must have been 275, 280, probably more, 300 and maybe even 500 pounds.
Wow.
He's about 500 pounds. And that's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Did that like break this kid's hips?
I don't know. I didn't stick around to find out. And back then, we didn't have phones.
Oh
So we
no.
didn't talk afterwards. It was whispered. There was a sense, we were talking about the morphogenic field. We weren't actually. But let's talk about this shared consciousness that's out there. And so without words, there was a there was like a miasma of information that we all
Oh yeah.
imbibed.
Mm-hmm.
So this word was out there that Dilly Graham had crushed a young boy in his midriff.
Yeah. And then what happened? Did the townspeople get their torches and pitchforks and
It's
burn
awful,
down
really.
Dilly
We chased
Graham's
him all the way to the old windmill,
and then
and
burned him down in it?
he fell into a shaft. And what we did is we loaded burning coals, like just one wheelbarrow after another, into this shaft with Dilly Graham lying
That would have stunk so bad. Face pelt melting.
lying at the bottom, spread eagle. He couldn't barely could understand what had happened to him. And certainly one of God's creatures, not guilty, not born guilty. He was as God made him.
A crotch
And my
crusher?
my question to you is, like, who's the bad guy
Dilly
here,
Graham's
really?
the bad guy.
Who are the real savages is my question, you
Dilly
know?
Graham.
What? Oh,
Man,
he's awful.
that sounds
He
like an
got
Old
everything that was
Testament
coming to him,
God
but
thing.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I wonder if that kid did something to him. Like would tease him nonstop. Like if he picked out that kid on purpose.
I don't know because I don't think people really took the risk with Dilly Graham. He was
Mm.
frightening, you know?
Not after that, especially.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
wonder
I
what if
want to
he's
ask
like,
you a moral quandary before we end this because we're
all right.
getting up to an hour. So,
The most useless hour we've ever. Anyway,
no, every part of that hour was great. I loved it. Talked
okay.
about shitty movies we shouldn't watch and fucking Dilly Graham being a monster.
Where's the outrage? Oh, that was at the top of the show with Morrissey.
So, my kid yesterday, she comes up to me. She's like, I came out of the mirror last night. And I was like, all right, I'm creeped out already immediately. Thanks. Like, she always says she sees like ghosts. There's this like ghost she named Grib that she sees.
Grib.
Yeah, that like
Oh.
she told me he looked like my dad. And then she told me he was like letters or something later. And I'm like,
These
can you
letters.
keep it on track, toddler? Because I am so scared right now. I need to know exactly what this guy looks like
Uh,
so that I can like invoke the name of Jesus Christ and get rid of him, basically. So,
yeah.
anyways, she tells me she comes out of the mirror, and I was like, oh, crazy. so you're the other Ruby? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, where's our Ruby? And she's like, oh, she's in the mirror. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, immediately I'm just like, well, let's just fucking be paranoid and pretend this is a real nightmare scenario. Say this is the mirror version of my child. Morally, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, say this kid who came out of the mirror is an exact copy of my kid. So she would have the same feelings, she would have the same loving family on the other side of the mirror. Do I try to get my child back because she's my child and I love her? Or do I feel bad sending this kid back in the mirror? Should I just love this child? Like, I don't know what's on the other side of the mirror. So, to get my own child back, I have to send this child into the unknown. What is the moral of it? Like, what should I do? Should I maybe sentence this kid to living in a nightmare mirror dimension just to get mine back? And another question is, if it is a nightmare mirror dimension, is my kid going to be the same when she comes back? Like, morally, I asked Andrea this, and she's like, just keep them both. And I was like, you can't. That's not the question. What do I do, Adrian? You
Well,
raised a kid to fruition.
you get your kid back,
Okay.
and then you accept that you live with that regret and remorse for the rest of your life.
Well, I don't think I could ever look in a mirror again.
Yeah.
I would be the guy who smashes every mirror.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's a terrible, terrible situation to be in.
Like, I don't
Um,
even think I can look in mirrors now. Like, I was just thinking about, like, because at the end of the mirror, this is the mirror she's talking about, is it's like four panels at the end of the hallway, and it goes like floor to like 7 feet high or whatever. I don't know if I can look at that in the dark.
why do you
Mirrors in
have
the
this
dark
big
are so
fucking gothic
creepy.
mirror in your
Oh,
Burnaby
it's not
condo?
one mirror. It's like
You
squares like
can't
this.
have
It
a
was just,
cursed mirror in your house?
well, I don't know.
Where did it come from? It's just been in the family forever, Andrea says.
No, it was in the
Through
house
thin
when we moved
lips.
in.
It's just been in the family. Look,
But it bleeds.
do you
That's
know
my family.
exactly? Fuck, man, get rid of the mirror.
Dude, mirrors
You
are so
know,
creepy.
yeah, they are. Do you know what? Have you ever built a psychomantium?
No, what's that?
Like a box you sit in with mirrors and black felt, and you can see. That's how you can see spirits. Psychomantium.
Oh, I've done the thing where it's like you have, like, when you were a kid, we had three mirrors. There's like one in the front and then two that folded by, and you like stuck your head, and then there's just like a million of you.
Oh,
I took a picture of
but
it once.
which one? How do you know that you're? Well, anyway,
I
um,
don't know that I'm the real Dale.
it's yeah. Well, so weren't we talking about Epstein clones last time?
Yeah.
Like I am interested to know. We should have mentioned Rupert Sheldrake earlier, by the way, but we didn't. Um, I'm interested
As
to know, did the clones know they were clones?
Yeah, that's the other
Um,
thing. Like that movie, the fucking The Island.
right. That's what we were talking about.
The
Because you're a
horrific
big
part
Michael
of it
Bay
is you
fan.
find out you are the clone.
Michael Bay, Michael Bay is an insider. This, by the way, takes us back to the beginning of our conversation.
Is Michael Bay the one that
No,
you won't say?
Michael Bay wishes he was this guy.
God damn, who is this guy?
I
Is it
can't believe you can't.
Scorsese?
It's obvious. It's so fucking
It's
obvious.
not obvious, Adrian.
It really is.
There's 100 million people that are super famous in Hollywood. Is it Spielberg?
No,
Okay. Is it,
you should stop guessing now.
you know, I was thinking about that movie today, Francis Ford Coppola's Eyes Wide Shut. I got depressed.
Yeah, yeah, it
It
was pretty good, but I
depresses me.
like Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut better.
What did I say?
Speaking of,
Francis Ford.
speaking of two
Yeah,
movies
Stanley
coming out at the
Kubrick.
same
Sorry.
time, and boy, oh boy, did Coppola's Eyes Wide Shut ever get overshadowed. Um, No one
You know,
remembers it now.
you know what depressed me was I watched the movie and I was like, I thought the orgy scenes would be a little more racy. I thought this was supposed to be a blow, and I didn't really pick up on everything. And then I listened to this guy Isaac Weishaupt do like tell me what actually happened, and it was so depressing. Like at the end when those like two guys grab the daughter in the
Yeah,
toy store, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah.
it
Yeah,
was sad.
that's the current favored take on Eyes Wide Shut. And it
Hmm.
does happen. I mean, it's a I think it's a pretty good catch.
Hmm.
And it is, you know, and then that changes the whole film. It becomes a film entirely about women who were bought and sold into sex.
Yeah, and then you think about the guy who owned the costume store and his weird daughter and the Russians or whatever they were, and you're like, oh, that ruins that too.
Yeah.
It makes this no fun movie less fun.
Yeah, it's I mean, I find oh boy, it's a that movie's a pickle. I always had this thing that I believed and I still believe that every Stanley Kubrick film took 10 years for the critical consensus to come around in favoring it, you know. They always his movies were always like slammed at first.
Yeah, they're like,
They
what
would
the
just
fuck is this?
yeah.
I've tried
Yeah.
to watch 2001 four times and I keep falling asleep.
Yeah, and then it's about 10 years later it suddenly becomes, you know, it's canonical. But
Yeah,
and that's been true of all of his films. And you know, I'm old enough.
except AI.
I got to go back to that one. I
Well,
saw it like
that
I
one
saw
gets slammed because he only half finished it, and then who was it? Spielberg finished
it
it
was
for him.
Spielberg.
Yeah, Gigolo
Spielberg
Joe
is
though, the character of Gigolo Joe
yeah.
is really good.
It's a very haunting movie, actually.
Hmm.
I mean, I find it I don't love you know giving it up for Steven Spielberg, even though some of his movies mean a lot to me, like really a lot to me, and I recognize the like his genius as a filmmaker,
Hmm.
but I don't like the guy, and I was really I hated the idea of him taking on that film, and I went and saw it, and you know came out insisting that it was tr terrible, but it wasn't.
Hmm.
It
The
was it
ending
really.
sucked
Oh, I thought the ending was beautiful.
when he was like
Not
waking.
beautiful, but I thought the ending was like shattering. It
Yeah,
really got to me, and I've avoided watching it ever since because I'm kind of scared of it.
that's a good thing. I haven't watched it in a long. I don't even know if I watched it more than once. I saw it in the theater. No, I've watched it more than once, but because I used to like Stanley Kubrick more than I do now because now I watch his movies and they just bum me out. Like A Clockwork Orange was a fun romp, and now I'm like, ah, this movie's just about rape. Gross. And then it just ruins
Oh,
it. And Eyes Wide Shut was just a fun Tom Cruise wearing Uggs in his apartment, and you're like, why is Tom Cruise wearing Uggs? Were they things doctors wore inside? Wouldn't his feet get hot? And then you find out he gave his daughter to a man. You're like, I can't watch this anymore. This is too depressing.
did
It
he?
just,
Did he though? Did he even know? I mean, yeah.
well,
It's a
that's
hard film. It's I mean it's so dramatically inert.
yeah,
It's hard to get through. Um, and I have to assume that it was a very deliberate artistic choice, but the terrible dialogue.
yeah.
Um, there's so much about it that's just very unlovable.
Well, I heard that there used to be like a voiceover or whatever, because he died before it was released or whatever.
Yes.
So there is rumors that the voiceover and some of the dialogue was actually changed
Well, there's all sorts of
posthumous.
yeah. There's yeah multiple. There's lots of rumors about how the movie was not his, but when
Hmm.
it was released, how it was compromised or cut or whatever, and that you know that was his death natural. And I you know I think that's kind of a gross question in this case, but 'cause I think it was, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that film. I mean, you know that Roger Avery when was it on Rogan, maybe a year ago or whatever, and he was
Yeah, I think
talking
that's who
about
was
how
talking about it, and he's the guy who said it got changed.
absolutely insisted that he had seen a script or something. He'd seen
Yeah.
something and now understands that the version that the extant version is not the original.
You know what though? I kind of don't want the original version. If it's darker and heavier than the one we got, I don't know if I want to watch it. I feel like I'm too like soft in my old age. I can't handle dark. Like I can't even watch horror movies anymore.
No, is that right?
Yeah, like gore movies, I'm just like, oh.
I'm still I have actually more of a stomach for it now. It doesn't is that true? I can't watch, I love old Italian horror films, but they were notorious for, on camera killings of animals, and
Yeah.
I can't watch that.
Yeah,
Can't watch-
no.
Uh, but it's fucking bad special effects I love.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, Eyes Wide Shut. God, it's been quarter of a century. More than a quarter of a
It's
century
so
since that fucking
depressing how
movie was
old
released.
stuff is.
It's so present still. It's weird. That's the
Yeah.
new.
I think it's definitely had a rebirth. Like it's been brought back up in the last like 5 years. It's like bubbled to the surface again. Because I think because of all the stuff we started talking about, like what Hollywood really is run by and all that stuff. And as we find out more, like with Epstein and stuff, I think you know what Epstein's the one I think who brought it back to prominence. Because when Eyes Wide Shut came out, we're like, this is crazy. This would never happen. What a fantastical version of reality. And then Epstein happened, and we're like, ah, fuck, it's true? Gross.
It was the epiphenomena around Eyes Wide Shut that I'm sort of more interested in now, to be honest. I can't crack the film. It's been a quarter of a century, and I
Yeah,
can't crack the film. I think this somebody noticing the what happens in the final scene finally is actually really interesting, and I'm glad
yeah.
that's happened. But no, for me, it's more about the epiphenomenon around the film, which is the strenuous, the exertions of every sort of mainstream pundit to sell this movie as about, the traumas of marriage and sexual jealousy, that kind of thing. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
this searing, incisive document of a relationship. It's like, no, no, that's such
Hmm.
garbage. It's so manifestly not that.
Yeah, it's like a
There's
shell
nothing
game
about it.
explanation.
Yeah, there's nothing, notice there's nothing in their relationship from start to finish that is remotely organic seeming. They're just
Yeah.
horrible. They're horrible together. And then
Oh,
this
what?
like
Like the
perfect
character?
irony
Yeah.
of casting this couple who were, there were so many questions about them already
Hmm.
when they were signed on to the project. It's kind of that stuff is all really genius to me. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, the mainstream pundits are not geniuses, but
No. Yeah,
but
like what? Tom Cruise is like jealous his wife gets has sex in a dream?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
highly recommend listening to Isaac Weishauпт's breakdown of it.
Yeah, all right.
What is it? Pop culture and occult symbology and pop culture. I don't know. He has a podcast. I can find the link in the podcast and link it to you or whatever. But I should probably go. The
Yeah.
toddler alarm's going off. I can hear her squawking in the background.
I gotta go fall asleep on the couch
Nice.
and worry about tomorrow.
Yeah, don't worry about tomorrow. It's gonna come anyway. You
It
don't have
is.
to
There's
worry. It'll be
nothing
here.
I can do. All you know what? There's lots I can do. I can just handle it.
Yeah, just handle it.
Sorry, I promised I'd come in with more energy this week, but it's
No,
late.
that's fine. It's like fucking 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. Who has energy?
Yeah.
If you want
It's
energy, go listen to another podcast.
late January. I mean, everything is it's all aligned against us.
We made it through Blue Monday. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess we did. I didn't know that, but yay.
That was last week.
Was it?
Um, I'm just pumped we made it through the podcast without talking about ice.
Oh man, I had so much to say. Oh well.
I know. Did you?
Well, I had something.
I had stuff to say, and then I was just like, it's just a bummer. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Both sides are fucking evil and wrong.
Again, yeah, I know. And it's not just the what's happening is a bummer, but again, the epiphenomenon is the bummer too.
Yeah,
Like I'll just say this. I will never ever cease to be amazed at how selective a group can be about its
yeah.
outrage, about where it wants to place its angry energy.
And you know
Like,
what? If you love each other, all the bad guys lose. That's all I gotta say. Just be
yeah,
nice to each other, respect each other. Just give some people the benefit of the doubt, not everybody, but just get along and they lose. That's it.
that's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Until next time, stay.